Recording, so whenever you guys want to get started.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 6:36 p.m. And Eric, I'll look to you to take the roll.
All right, Chair Parker.
Here.
Vice Chair Crabtree.
Here.
Lauren Cooper.
Here.
CJ Cullen.
Here.
Ken.
Here.
Hugh. And Linda Ellswick.
Here.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's everybody. That's impressive on December 20th. Good job,
Well,
everybody.
Santa's, remember, doing the nice thing. You know?
Approval of the minutes. Did everyone or anyone have a chance to review the minutes? And if so, are there any changes? If not, is there a motion to approve them?
So moved.
There's a motion to approve the minutes from November 15th. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of approving the November 15th minutes, say aye.
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 Abstention. And Ken, okay.
All ayes and Ken abstains.
Okay.
Public forum, I don't see anyone in the room, nor do I see anyone on the Teams meeting for public forum. Is that right,
That
Eric?
is correct.
Okay. That'll take us to new business. The first item is landmark designation letter to property owners. And Eric, I will look to you on this item.
Okay. So you should have all received our draft letter to property owners in your packet. I had communications work us up a QR code to scan for that will direct you right to the website. And if you go to the HPC website, I think all of our landmark applications and process guide, I think that's all online, ready to go. We talked to finance, and I think we have an account now set up so we can take applications for historic landmarks. And so we are rolling. So next step here is this is the letter that is going to be sent to those property owners that were identified by the opinion survey.
Is there any
It's
chance
being
you could do a share?
What do you want to see the
Share screen?
document?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just need to dig it out here real quick. Okay. So here is the draft letter.
I didn't get it. Because it was in this thing, huh? That was my problem.
And so we do also have a thumbs up on this from the city attorney's office. So it's basically HPC approving this letter for distribution.
And you said the recipients are the opinion survey identified
Yep.
properties?
Yep, the opinion addresses.
They haven't been sent out yet, right?
No, that's why you're approving the letter.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll give everyone a chance to read over it, and then we
Can I
can
just-
discuss. Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I have a comment initially, in addition to everyone identified in the opinion survey, can we send it to all building owners in downtown Inglewood?
I don't see why that would be a problem.
Okay.
Especially since they have that downtown
This
thing.
the letter does though focus more on, I think, is more geared toward property owners.
Mm-hmm.
But this would also just make them aware that we do have a potential district designation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's totally good.
I
Okay.
have to be honest, I want that whole sentence gone that said that the city did not have formal options available. That to me right there is starting with negative. I'm like, no, right away we want to go into the commission with the assistance of a consultant, complete a historical survey, indicated that your property. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think it just bulks out something that they're like, well, then why are we doing this if there's nothing formal?
Or maybe say, like, instead of until the HPC was established, say, as of November 2023, we now have formal options.
Yeah,
Okay with that.
like take that whole sentence and a half out.
And the other thing, I'm not sure where to add it, somewhere add local historic properties, or because they're, the National Register is available to anyone, but it's like now we have the local options.
Well, and we're using the term landmark, right?
Landmark designation, local, but I like that local landmark designation. I would also like to make note that having, clarify what they.
Can you change it right
Yeah.
now?
I'm gonna throw in some edits here. Okay, so Lauren,
Take
let's
out
start with you.
until,
Yeah, let's
Right.
just
take
take
one
out.
at a time so we
yeah.
don't kill Eric.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So Eric, from where you are to the beginning of that sentence where it says until.
Okay.
And make it say as of, what was
And
that?
then strike this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as of, what was that, October 2023?
Sounds great.
Yes.
November
that would
is
be
when-
end of October,
I thought it was November 3rd. Okay,
October 27th.
thank you for knowing.
The city now has formal options available. And then for the designation of, for the local designation, the designation of local.
With a local
Yeah,
designation.
that
The
sounds
local
right to me.
landmark designation. I mean, let's use the words that we're gonna use in our thing.
Yeah, I
So
like
it's
that, CJ.
consistent. Isn't landmark capitalized, by the way? Or does it matter?
It-
To me, it's capitalized. I guess I have a hard time.
Yeah, make it clear why it took us 6 years to get this far.
Yeah, but we're moving.
We're right.
So how does it read? I can't read your.
Many of the property owners in Inglewood have inquired about the historic preservation efforts within the city of Inglewood.
Period.
Period.
Because now I'm thinking as of October 23, thus Historic Preservation Commission.
So it says currently, as of October 2023, the city now has formal options available for the local landmark designation of individual historic properties or multi-property historic districts
Through the Historic Preservation Commission.
through the Historic Preservation Commission. That sounds good.
Sure. Should we put parentheses HPC in it, or does that come up again? Just because, so people know what, when they get something that says HPC, they know what it means.
More recent, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to continue here. More recently, the commission, with the assistance of a consultant, completed a historical survey of the city to identify properties which may be eligible for historic landmark designation. Should landmark be capitalized? The results of this survey indicated that your property could potentially be a viable candidate for landmark designation. Personally, I would say in this, I would put voluntary in there as many times as possible. The results of the survey indicated that your property could be potentially viable candidate for a voluntary, is that
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Thank you for thinking that. Now,
Voluntary.
landmark again.
landmark designation?
Can it say you are invited? I mean, right away.
You're invited to take part of the, yeah, actually, I
Or,
think-
you know, like.
After that,
You're
say-
invited, wait, indicated, okay. The results of the survey indicated your property. I hate that sentence for some reason. More recently, the commission. That's, why are we so bulky?
where,
To
where,
me, it's
where
like,
did
keep
you,
it
I'm
sweet
sorry.
and
The
simple.
paragraph above.
Oh, okay,
last
more
sentence.
recently. Okay,
The
well, yeah,
commission-
you can actually take out more recently, just simplify it. The commission, with the assistance of, I mean, it's just, yeah, keep it to the point, take
Thanks.
more recently out, capitalize, yeah. All right.
And I always capitalize city. I guess I use a lot of capitals.
Sure. Okay, so here's where it kind of gets to a point of contention for me. In addition to the commission's efforts, the approval of Code Next, the rewriting of the Unified Development Code that regulates all the development in the city, included more robust provisions regarding voluntary designation. Now, I like the idea of it saying the voluntary designation. I like the idea of it making mention of the city code. I will say that there's probably a fair bit of fatigue in the community over the word code next.
Whatever would make you say that.
I'm trying to be as diplomatic
What do you
as
want it to say,
possible
ma'am?
with this.
Yeah.
Strike code next from there entirely and rewriting unified development code. I would strike that almost entirely and just say that the, maybe the current unified development code, that regulates all development in the city. Something that says.
How about just the current unified development
Yeah.
code,
Or even,
now grants, whatever.
or even get more specific with the approval of the historic preservation.
The Unified Development
Yeah,
Code
just-
now
Yeah.
Ooh,
Go ahead,
I like
Melinda.
that.
more robust provisions.
I'm sorry, Melinda, go ahead.
The Unified Development Code now includes more robust provisions regarding and so forth.
So you're
We don't
taking-
have to remind them that it regulates all development in the city.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the exact same thought, Regina. We don't need to poke that bear.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
in addition to the commissions.
Yes.
That whole first sentence is gone.
In addition to the commission's effort, yeah, maybe we just take that. I mean, how do we word that here to make that smooth? I kind of like what you had mentioned with,
Just the way Lauren said it.
yeah, with it having, with the passage of the historic, preservation ordinance,
Maybe say a revised historic preservation ordinance now includes.
Ooh, yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
robust
Write that.
provisions.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot.
Okay, walk me through this.
Take out that first line
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
Take out this, okay.
That whole thing's gone.
I need to look at this on my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably getting a delay there too, so.
Okay, and then go.
Okay, so where are we starting this section?
Yes.
So I have the Unified Development Code now.
So-
No, just keep all that out. Just go for what she says. So maybe right after you're allowed to physically take it out?
If it's something we added during this.
Yeah,
Oh.
so a revised historic preservation ordinance, right? That's how we want to start that
Or our,
sentence.
let's say our, let's own it. But you don't have to, I just suggest it.
Yeah, after all, we're sending this, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so,
A revised historic preservation ordinance now includes.
includes.
I would say take out robust, maybe more robust, and just say now includes provisions
Yeah,
allowing for voluntary designation.
keep going back. Everyone's judging your typing.
Oh dear.
I feel eyes on it.
Hey, you do better than I would right now.
Yeah,
Agreed.
At least he's
Watching
not.
So
So it includes,
delete more on the
yeah, that's what I'm
left.
thinking.
Yep,
That's good.
yep.
Is included deleted? I can't tell. Oh, because he changes to includes.
Can you zoom in just a hair bit on that? You mind?
Yeah, my eyes are. Oh, good,
Maybe
it's
down,
not just me.
maybe back. First move it over.
You good?
Uh,
Oh, I'm cutting off.
Slow
the
down.
Class insurance next month.
There, yeah, perfect. All right, okay, a revised historic preservation ordinance now includes provisions allowing for the, what, kind of a little clunky there, let's see. A revised historic preservation ordinance now includes provisions allowing for the voluntary designation of historic landmarks and districts.
We can take out provisions, we don't need it. Because read it, a revised historic ordinance now
Include an
allows.
opportunity,
Yeah, I like that.
and take out allowing, so that would be a, sorry, I told you to put that in there.
No, that's all right.
A revised historic preservation ordinance now includes provisions And I lost the word.
For
Opportunity.
Opportunities and provisions and,
Take out the
Now
word
includes
provisions.
the opportunity for. Take out
Mhm.
provisions.
yeah, take out provisions altogether.
I always think of food and stuff. Oh, gold mining has provisions.
A revised historic preservation ordinance now includes opportunities
Yeah.
for the voluntary designation of local landmarks and districts. Property owners are now able to apply for landmark status for their property if they are interested. Any landmark application will be reviewed at public hearing by the historic preservation. So here's the thing. If you were to get this letter and you had no idea this is coming, you open it up. First question I get, like pop through my head, would be, what do I get for this? Like, what's the benefit? Why do I do this?
A really good point.
To reinforce the historic, so you mean start out the whole thing?
is
You can be a part of the historic.
What do you think?
well, is the website link and the QR code responsive to that? I don't
Yep.
know what's at that link as far as what information is there.
It's basically your Historic Preservation Commission page, and that's gonna have the landmark, process guide, application, and,
I still feel like,
So the answer is no.
So they would be eligible for tax credits.
Yeah.
now, is there a legal concern of us making mention of tax credits like that? Do we know exactly?
They would be eligible for tax
Eligible.
credits.
Well, they may be eligible
There you
for,
go.
the word may addresses a lot of legal
There
concerns.
you go. Maybe eligible for, and you, I mean, a plaque
See,
would be
this-
part of this, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's.
yeah.
To me, that whole sentence there, property owners, they are interested, because you already have that up on that second line. The results of the survey indicated that,
I don't mind it being there just to kind of reinforce.
I guess I just think it's so thick.
I mean.
We could follow, well, how many places are there that show up on this?
Like,
Well, don't say property owners, say citizens.
it was about 120, I think.
Wow, okay.
so my thought is, we make mention of, may be eligible for tax benefits. You will receive a plaque and you will contribute to the future protection of the property and the historic significance or something along those lines of the community in
Recognition.
such a time where the community is changing so quickly. I don't know, something along those lines.
For the protection of your property for the future enjoyment of the community or the.
Yeah.
How about protection and recognition?
Protection
Yes.
and recognition, I like that.
The one thing, yeah. Yeah, we have to make them know that this is pretty. This is something great. This is,
What
you
if
are initial, what do we call that, too? You're the first ones to do
Oh.
that.
And what if we start
Pioneers.
out with something
Hmm?
like,
Pioneers.
Ooh, well, except,
Early adopters.
what if we start out with like the first sentence, like, congratulations, you may own a historic property or something like that. Like,
ooh, I like that.
you know,
Why
I like
would,
that.
why would they not if they're in our list?
what do you, well, because we have to go through the formal designation process, so.
Oh, I see, yes.
Yeah.
I think congratulations is a good opener. I like that.
Especially when you're getting a random letter from the city.
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah, not every day do you get a letter from the city, and you gotta wonder, you know.
You may be a winner.
You know, I mean, many years ago, Doug Cohn did a thing on Nextdoor that would just said, "Do you live in a historic house?" And he got like over 100 replies. People didn't know that they lived in a historic house. They knew a lot about the history of their house. Let's not sell the citizens short here.
True.
Oh, how about this? You may become a landmark
You,
Designated-
your property may be,
historic, something? Your property, right?
Yeah.
You may live in a historic property, something like that.
You're not, well, if we're gonna do, Broadway too, you're not living there.
I think your property may be eligible.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
a designation as a local historic landmark.
Ooh, that one. Designation as a local estate.
To become.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
great. A local historic landmark. Period. No capitals.
And so then, so make it your, instead of you may live, your property may be.
Just take out the.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Delete that.
And then
That,
that.
yeah. So your property may be eligible to become a local historic landmark.
And Inglewood, local historic landmark.
oh, did we leave congratulations in there?
But that, you don't like?
I don't know.
Does it seem
Might
too?
There might be a better word, but I like the idea of starting out with a
Yeah.
bang, you know?
I guess you're right. The congratulations maybe does seem a little too. You're the lucky winner. How about,
What-
we are excited to pronounce? No, we.
Oh, I like that.
We're excited to announce. Okay, yeah. Cash, it sounded like you were gonna say something.
No.
Okay. We're excited to announce, the opportunity to, or
That your
The-
property.
let's see, the launch of, how would you say this otherwise? We're excited
How about
to
just
announce
that?
Just
the,
that one.
Yeah.
We are excited to announce that
There
your
you go.
property may be eligible to become a local historic landmark.
Yeah.
many property owners in Englewood have inquired about historic preservation efforts within the city of Englewood.
I'd say take that all out. We don't.
I don't know that,
No, I'd argue to keep that in.
yeah, I'd do the same, yeah.
Okay.
As of October 2023, the city now has formal options available for the local landmark designations of individual historic properties or multi-property historic districts through the Historic Preservation Commission. The commission, with the assistance of a consultant, completed a historic survey of the city to identify properties which may be eligible for historic landmark designation,
Which includes yours
which includes your property.
at the very end of that sentence of the paragraph, yeah. Okay.
That's on the next line too, so are we getting rid of that X?
Oh, yeah. I like this, that having that second sentence. in
Yeah.
there.
I like that too.
Let's-
Yeah.
Cool. That kind
Let's
of
take
flesh
that off.
Okay. Why is it could potentially and bit viable are both maybes, right? So could you say, could be a viable candidate, just take out
Yeah,
potentially?
take potentially out.
Sure.
Could be a viable candidate for landmark, voluntary. I think you take the A out of voluntary, the before voluntary. You see how it reads? The results of the survey indicated that your property could be a viable candidate for voluntary landmark designation. Is that L capitalized, by the way?
Mhm.
You go talk to her through the door then.
Yeah. Two L's.
Yeah, but the ones.
Oh. Okay. Let's see, a revised historic preservation ordinance now includes opportunities. Terry did this. Reducing now again. Property owner. You can take out now the second now. Property owners able to apply for landmark. And how about if interested, property owners are able to apply for landmark status? Is that if you were,
I think just if interested is good.
Okay.
And then I think after this sentence is where we talk about the benefits
okay,
before going into the review process.
So you have to get rid of that last
how about,
phrase.
yeah, well, how about everything after landmark status?
Maybe just start out, benefits for designation include, benefits of designation include. How do we phrase that?
Maybe
Can we even just set them out
Can we
like
go
this?
may include?
Yeah,
Yeah, May.
I was gonna lawyer it and say,
No,
I was gonna
that's
say,
perfect, yeah.
You go lawyer in the situation.
Well,
Benefits of
benefits of
designation.
being a landmark may.
Benefits of being, of receiving landmark designation.
Yeah. And then how about setting it up like bullet points? You
Yeah,
know, make it its
I like
own
that
little
idea.
paragraph,
Mhm.
and then we list all 4. Let's come up with.
Cool, yeah.
Eligibility for tax credits.
There you go.
Hold on just a second. Twice.
Can't you just hit tab and it
Got it.
shows up?
Okay, so,
Eligibility for tax credits
I would then,
for, sorry,
I would put it in front of that. May something, because may include, but then maybe there's,
possible eligibility.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's,
potential eligibility?
sure.
Yeah, I like that.
The may qualifier probably covers that up front, but it's probably better to be.
Actually, and be specific, historic tax credits
Yeah.
too.
And then go
Historic
to the
property
next
tax.
Is
bullet
it
after
state?
that.
Would it be a straight?
Yeah, because we don't have any local yet.
That's, yeah, I'm looking to see the, because there are federal and state and,
federal
But
may
it-
only apply to the,
to the commercial, yeah.
and also to the actual, Department of Interior, whatever.
No.
The standards.
I don't
Yeah.
think so,
Isn't, I mean, for the federal ones, don't you have to be a,
because we're not, the Arapahoe Acres isn't, and we get tax credit. Oh, but you're right, everything's state, sorry.
official historic designation of the property through the Department of Interior is what I was.
Yeah, that's true for the National Register.
National Register, that's
And
what I
then-
was trying to find, yeah. So I think that's probably federal is that way, but I'm sure state, there's gotta be some options. State, maybe county. Does Arapahoe County have anything? We should know this.
I don't think I've ever applied for state stuff.
So state are eligible for local listed in the state register. And commercial. Yeah, let's just say state.
State or Colorado historic tax credits.
Look, because we don't really,
We could just not define.
Yeah.
it.
exactly,
just
can't we
keep it-
just leave it like
yeah.
this?
Yeah, there you go.
Generic,
I like
'cause
that.
we don't know.
Yeah, if we don't know for sure,
Yeah.
we should know. We need to probably know.
Yeah, I would certainly like to have a better understanding of that.
Maybe we,
but-
maybe we look into that through,
Is there
City
anybody in
Attorney's Office.
historic Colorado that could be assigned to help us?
So that's Lindsay who spoke. She would help us with that.
Even though we're not a definite CLG?
Mhm.
Okay. So Lindsay, could we send her this and say, or no, she doesn't
I
need
mean, I
this
think we
part?
could, but yeah, I think that's getting.
We just
into the
need
weeds for
historic
her.
tax
Yeah.
credit? Okay.
I think historic. tax
So
credit.
potential eligibility for tax credits,
uh,
recognition with a posted plaque, historic plaque.
with plaque. We, it dawned on me as I was coming down here, we probably should reassess the cost associated with
That's-
materials. They're
Yeah.
certainly gone up in the last couple of years, but considering it contains copper, bronze, so it's,
Does it have to? Again, can we go to the resident?
resin doesn't hold up very well in ultraviolet.
I did not know that.
Um,
Anyway.
So do you want to just leave that out for now until that's better established?
No,
with the
because
commission?
I mean, we should
We're
have
still
some,
gonna have
we
it.
should have something that will recognize the property, publicly recognize the property, something along those lines, some sort of there has to be some sort of recognition for the property.
We could just leave it vague, again, public recognition of the property, because that could be on our website, you know, that it could be anywhere.
But there might be people that don't like public. I wonder.
I think you're gonna run into an issue.
Okay, okay, you're right.
I honestly, I think if they do this,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
two ways about it. They're
Yeah.
gonna,
I see.
people will know that you're.
I mean, it'll be a part of the
I
public
want to be a
record.
famous landmark. Now leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Go away.
Citywide recognition, no, because it'd be beyond the city.
Yeah,
I think
public
public recognition.
Sorry, we'll stick with
I think
that.
that's
That sounds good.
of the historical importance of your property.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sounds enticing.
Ooh, and it even makes the line. Good job.
Wow, I knew that. Something about preservation, basically contributing to the preservation of our
If Inglewood's
Our
history.
shared
Yeah.
heritage.
shared heritage or preservation of our communities.
Of Inglewood's community.
Yeah, Eaglewood's communities and we can put an and in there. Things like go well in threes. So contribution to the preservation of Englewood communities,
Of Inglewood's,
Englewood's communities.
Shared heritage.
Oh, yeah.
no, it's just community, okay, contributing to the preservation.
Is that just community?
How about just contributing to the preservation of Inglewood's shared heritage? No, too short?
I like that.
Yeah. I would say maybe make it a contribution to, I'm just trying to like align the three bullets.
Oh, I
so
see.
they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the same.
I mean, we can call it, but basically what my objective of that bullet point is to call it out for what it is that we want to try to preserve our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contribution to the preservation of Inglewood's shared heritage. Right?
How about community character?
Ooh.
Community character. I like that a lot. Hold on.
It's not old, it's got character.
It's true. Well, I was gonna say, we can put a little parentheses there by taking your property off of the list of properties that developers can tear down. Telling developers, no.
Just handwrite it in, sign the letter.
Get the developers to leave you alone, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
Yeah. No, but I do like this. I think I like contribution. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
makes you feel good, right?
Eric, there's a missing I in receiving. In benefits of receiving landmark.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah, I put my eye after
Good
the,
eye.
the B.
Well done, CJ. Well done.
Took me a minute, I just got that.
It's not worth laughing.
It wasn't,
at.
yeah, exactly.
Good eye. Oh, yeah. What's, we can stick with 3 or we can go with 4.
Well, if we're not gonna,
Oh,
you can't
we
say
do it.
anything about the plaque, huh?
3's actually quite nice.
Yeah, I think 3 is good.
The world operates well on 3s.
Yeah, and that will work because this.
This'll get on
the
one
stuff we
page.
deleted, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be able to bring it back to one page.
Yeah.
And when you do the thing like that, you're starting basically a new paragraph. Benefits of receiving comes down. It doesn't end a sentence, it starts its own, or at least that's what I was thinking, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I like that a lot, yeah. Any landmark application will be reviewed at a public hearing by the Historic Preservation Commission, and recommendation will be made to the Englewood City Council, which will then make final decision regarding whether to grant the property historic landmark status.
Were we gonna assign people to? We were gonna assign one commissioner to each application? We were. But hell, if we get hit with 124, I mean.
I'd say that would be a good problem.
That would be a really good problem. We might actually ask for more commission members.
I think we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Instead of saying any, we can say your landmark application would be reviewed at a public hearing. It's not just, we don't care about just anybody, we care about you.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that.
And public hearing sounds kind of scary.
You gotta leave
That's
it.
gotta-
That's
gotta be it.
Yeah, public hearings are scary. They are,
But
yes,
your land view application would be
reviewed at a public hearing.
reviewed by a commissioner?
Yeah, it's
No,
gonna be a public hearing.
the city attorney's office isn't gonna let us take public hearing out of there.
No, it's fine, but before there's a public hearing, we've got the step of just reading it and seeing if it's gonna go on to a public hearing, right? Because we may have to
They-
tell them, you
if-
have to fill this in, you have to fill that
No,
in.
but if it's a submitted, completed application, it's entitled to a public hearing.
Yeah.
That's correct.
But if something's wrong with it, they'll be told.
Well, and if it ever gets that far,
Yeah,
they have
but
to send it to the community development department. It'll fall into a black hole and we'll never see it.
well, I mean, let's be optimistic here. Sorry, Eric.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
We will get a report of
And
all
how
of
about
this.
this, your landmark application will be reviewed and back to continuity by the Historic Preservation Commission and recommended to the Englewood City Council. And because I'm going with.
I like that.
Yeah,
Reviewed and recommended.
I'm gonna say that there's probably a lot of importance in the way that the paragraph is currently
Yeah,
written.
Okay.
I'm guessing the city attorney's
Yeah.
office drafted that paragraph.
Yeah, I think that came right out of the CA.
Yeah.
I just don't want to scare anybody away.
To Melinda's point, just so we get it out there, because she did raise the point, I mean, we will get record of all of the applications that are received, if complete or not complete, right?
So we're not asking them nor inviting them at this point to even contact anybody, any human being. They just can go to a computer.
Mhm. Well, they say if you have further questions, contact, the numbers are down at the bottom here.
Oh, I didn't see that,
It's an
sorry.
email, yeah.
So we're inviting them to contact
That's
Eric.
what I mean.
Yes.
And you come in the next day after the letter and you've got 124 voicemails.
That would surprise me.
Yeah, that would probably not.
Could we change that to, if you have questions, contact the Historic Preservation Commission?
So that is a legal thing. So
Okay.
if basically, since it's going to be going before a public hearing, if any of you guys had any conversations with the property owner,
Then
It
that
could
is
be
quite-
considered
that is
ex parte
ex parte,
or-
yeah, ex parte
Okay.
communication.
Freaking A.
Yeah, you can,
Just
because
simple conversations aren't even allowed anymore.
there are laws, because that's true, a public hearing, it does carry a legal.
Can we take that other paragraph where we,
Can we
I mean, just so bulky again. But what were you thinking? You first, Lauren.
I was just gonna say, because I'm kind of back to that who to contact, like,
Mhm.
we're talking about the Preservation Commission the whole time, and then all of a sudden we say contact community development. Can we say reach out to a representative of the Historic Preservation Commission?
No,
In-
that's what's legally not
Oh,
permissible.
okay.
We could clarify that the Community Development Department is working closely with the Historic
Yes.
Preservation Commission.
Yes.
Can't we say anything about there's a staff person on our roll? I mean,
To the Historic Preservation Commission liaison at the Community Development
Well, I
Department?
think it's.
I don't know that
community
people will really differentiate us from the city.
see,
Yeah.
no, but it's
I
the
mean,
department.
I just don't think people are gonna be
It's the
like,
development.
oh, okay, well, that's not the city.
Yeah.
There are a commission of citizens, like, I don't know that it's worth the word count.
See, to me, it's like
It's very
community
wordy.
planning. You wouldn't, yeah. I mean, to me, there's a jump. There's a change from historic to community plan.
Mm,
I just don't know that your average like neighbor is gonna feel that? Like you think that? I think because we're on the commission, but I think your average person is actually not gonna differentiate us from.
Who are they going to reach, Eric, if they call?
That's our main number.
Who's gonna reach it? Who are they gonna reach then? So
It could be
secretary answers.
Yeah. So she'll send that to me. Any HPC stuff will probably come to me
So why can't you say you?
because I might not be around here forever.
Oh.
But no, I don't have any plans to leave anytime soon. But no, it's just like let's keep it at the community
Yeah.
development department.
It's a
Because we are
universal-
hiring another planner and that person may have some historic preservation duties as well. I don't know. But that's, yeah.
Right, so
Okay,
I mean, if it's a concern, I'd say that maybe a simple sentence that Historic Preservation Commission is working closely with the Community Development Department. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to representatives in the Community Development Department.
gosh, that makes it more bulky.
It totally does, or we just leave it alone, like,
What's that paragraph up above? If you were,
As we're
all
talking
that
about this, I
down.
think just leave it alone.
I think it looks good the way it
Because to
is.
me, it would just say, please visit the Historic Preservation webpage for more information.
Mhm.
Instead of all this, you want to restate the voluntary process, though, I understand.
There's someone.
You're used to reading a lot of bulk. I'm someone that will throw something out if it gets too busy. And I know I'm not alone. I know it.
well, I mean,
I'm someone that throws out most of my mail because 99% of it's junk,
That's
but
true, that's true.
hopefully this makes it through.
I will say historically, no pun intended,
Oh dear.
when the city was partnering with that service line warranty company way
Right.
back,
Right?
and they managed to get the city logo,
Right.
getting approval to get the city logo on that envelope,
Uh-huh.
there were a lot of responses with
I
it.
did it.
And that had nothing to do with the city, other than the fact that the city allowed the city logo to be on this private company's, letterhead. And just the simple association there with that drew a lot of interest
And a lot of money.
and a lot of money.
But I mean, on this paragraph, though, I was just shortening it again. For more information about this voluntary process, how about that?
And honestly, I think that works. It's because you're reaching out to a representative of the HPC department. That's just my
It's
thought.
implied.
Yeah.
I'm okay with where it's at, personally myself. I would say that, I'd say that we're good with this. I mean, obviously, Tamara, the legal department's gonna have to look this over.
Yeah, send it back up the chain.
But, so there may be other changes associated, but.
Do we need, assuming there aren't any other changes or discussion, do we need a motion to approve these proposed changes?
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah, go ahead, go
Seriously, you sign it? What about the president of this commission?
Because it's being sent from our department.
Yes.
But we're also talking about the Historic Preservation Commission.
Oh, you got your logo on there. I don't know what else.
I don't know.
I would be more than happy to sign it. However, I'm guessing the city attorney's office will say it has to come out of the city department.
That's
And
my-
a city staff member.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't get it, but okay.
I don't know that,
That
but
makes
I'm
no
guessing
sense to
that's.
me.
We
I mean, it's
could-
the commission that created this. Hello, it wasn't the department, community development.
Yeah, but
department.
the community, well, it's coming, well, the letter would officially be coming from the community development department, I would guess.
Yes.
So,
But in the future, they're not gonna be talking to Eric, they're gonna be talking to one of us.
No, what?
Not on a
I thought
one-on-one
We will be talking
basis.
to you during a public hearing.
Right.
yeah,
So we're not going to assign a commissioner to help them.
well,
I mean, once we start getting applications, it'll be kicked out for the commissioners to review. But I don't think there's supposed to be any contact
that
between,
is
directly
actually-
between the commissioners and the applicant.
and that is a very, very good point, actually,
Because
to
that-
consider.
Because if
Could
we're
be a
making a
conflict.
recommendation, that would be a conflict.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because we would then,
To me, it was just helping them get,
It's
Yeah.
legal.
We would be, so in our particular position, we have the authority to vote yes or no on things.
Yes.
So,
Yes, because it's quasi judicial as well, so
So
that's
there's,
another.
yeah.
there's that part of it, and then it also implicates open records, open meetings. So if you start having communications with someone who's applied, that's all Cora discoverable and all of that
whereas
stuff.
if it comes from a city staff member, they have no authority to approve or deny
That is
the final
correct.
decision, so.
Yep.
So everything that we make a comment about or that's needed, you would call them and say, this is what more you need before we can move this on.
Yes.
Would there be a second community hearing? Public hearing?
So we hope to have all those comments addressed at the initial review, either at staff level or at HPC level of the application prior to it going to public hearing.
Ah,
Because we want all of our ducks in a row before we send it to public hearing, so we don't have to go back through the process again.
oh, okay.
And make note that the public hearing would be literally public noticed by legal definition of what a public hearing would be, so it'd be in the newspaper, whatever the communication channels are for public hearings posted.
Yes, I
so
think it's
officially.
newspaper.
Posted on the property,
I
right?
do not
And posted on the
know.
property, good chance, is that a requirement?
I don't know, I'd have to look. at
I
the
don't
code.
know either.
I don't think that was an ordinance, but I
think it
do
was
have a
just-
question.
But I'm not
Probably.
sure.
You know the marketing booklet that goes out that Chris makes up? It says,
Oh,
City
yeah.
of Inglewood? Are we gonna be able to make that in time or no?
I have no idea.
Can you find out?
And, okay, and
Because.
just about like including something like this?
Just about saying that this is something we're working on and we're already sending out letters and look at what we can save in our community.
I mean, if
blah, blah,
anything,
blah.
the
Including
bulk
the
of,
QR code.
yeah, the bulk of this letter could actually be probably just copied and printed in there, including the QR code.
I mean, just that idea of making it though.
Yeah.
We could,
I can ask.
because if we don't make this one, then we need to make the next one.
So you do that, what, every few months?
I think it's quarterly, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
That's why I wonder if it's already a print for,
The Inglewood magazine,
January.
or whatever they call that, or the Inglewood.
Oh, the magazine, okay, I thought,
And
Yes.
everybody will probably recognize this, it's the one that feels weird. It's got the weird paper.
yeah, it's got the rough.
It's like every time I grab that, I'm like, dude, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like paper.
That is accurate.
it sticks out differently, doesn't it?
So with that, is there any other discussion or proposed changes to the letter? If so, great. If not,
Well,
then,
just that one paragraph up top, just shortening it by 6 words.
okay, which one?
The second to the last paragraph.
This one?
Yeah. For more information about your voluntary process, about this voluntary process. So,
Okay.
That is a good change.
thank you guys for let's making this a good thing. I like the way it flows. And thanks for the draft, Eric. to make
Yeah,
us
no
be able to
problem.
move forward on it.
And on the point of the public hearing, that's a really, really good point. We probably should discuss and possibly invite the city attorney's office to help educate us as to what we can and cannot, because that'd be the first time that we would act as a quasi
That's a good
judicial.
Yeah, make a note to tell me to put that on the agenda next month, Eric.
I don't know, and
There-
actually, I will be not here next
Oh,
week, so I don't know
gotcha.
who your person will be.
Okay, because there's a lot of,
Are you able to arrange someone from the city attorney's office to come and do that next month?
Absolutely, I know
Awesome.
they're planning to do that, something
Fantastic.
similar with the new members of like the Planning and Zoning Commission,
Okay.
Board of Adjustment, all that stuff, so definitely do.
there's a lot of bear traps you can step in, or landmines you can step on, or whatever you want to call it, that, in that process, that we get ourselves in trouble.
And if you could make all landmarks capital L, except for that one.
Yeah, the ones, I have the couple, noted, so I'll make sure to go through it and change all those.
Do we want to bold and underline every word of voluntary, like that other word of voluntary?
I don't think that's necessary.
Well,
but-
why is it bolded and underlined here?
In
I
the
mean, I
original
like it
draft,
for
that
some
was the first
reason.
time we used it.
I like it though, I like it, I'm not saying change it. Cool.
So, yeah.
Did you see how fast we did that? It took us months to do other stuff before.
With that, is there a motion to approve these proposed changes for Eric to send back to communications in the city attorney's office.
So moved.
Right, CJ moved it. Is there a second?
Second.
It's a second. Eric, do you want to just call roll for the ayes and
Sure.
noes?
Cash.
Aye, yes.
All right, Matt.
Aye.
Lauren.
Aye.
CJ.
Aye.
Ken.
Aye.
And Melinda.
Aye.
Yay!
All right, that motion carries unanimously. Thanks, Eric, for your work on that. And then I would anticipate, I guess we'll keep this on old business, and next month, you or someone in your stead will have a report about any changes or concerns or issues that the city attorney or the comms department has on it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone, for that. Moving on to the next item of new business. The city council liaison, I think the new council members were sworn in on December 4th. Do we have one? Is there any progress toward getting one?
I do believe that Councilmember Wright will be the new HPC liaison to the commission, to the city council.
Okay, wonderful. And would that start in January, I assume?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think the official, yeah, no, because that's for, yeah, I think you're right on that.
Okay. Good. Just wanted to check on that. That brings us into the old business. The first item, the Hampden Hills boundary revision. I put together the summary, the resolution that we passed last time to recommend revising the boundaries per the request of the folks from the community who brought that to us. That went to Eric. It's getting in council's packet potentially in January. Is that right,
It is
Eric?
actually February.
February.
It's gonna be on the agenda, unless I hear otherwise, it's gonna be on the February 19th.
Great.
Okay. Who, the
And it
per-
is a motion, it is not a resolution.
it is a motion.
Sorry.
Yeah, but there's a written submission going to the council
Yes.
reflecting the motion that we passed,
Yep.
making that recommendation.
Yeah.
So regarding this, the person, I would assume is probably one person that recommended this from the community.
I believe that's right, Eric, is that
Yes,
right?
yep,
Do we have that person's contact information and can we keep them apprised of,
Yeah.
of what's happening?
yep, and I believe Madeline's doing that.
Okay, that
She
would
was the
be-
first contact, so.
That would be
yeah.
great. If we could do that, because I mean, that's one of the concerns that the community has made clear is that, you
I
know,
think
that
she
sometimes
already-
things go into the city and it becomes, you know.
Because
Yeah.
we,
And I
yeah,
think she may have already reached out.
Okay.
I did let her know.
Yeah.
She got a kind of a solid date for this, so.
right, because we acted on it at our first opportunity, the first meeting that we could have acted on it, we did, and then sent it up to council. I sent that to Eric after the meeting, and so, yeah, I'm sure council with the new council members and first of the year budgeting and all that, I'm sure they've got a bunch of agenda items stacked up. I'm imagining it's probably why that's a push to February, but that is a good idea to keep that individual informed about that.
Yeah, and thank them for their
Yes,
input.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, the next item of old business, I didn't realize, I mean, this is it was from the last meeting, it's duplicative of what we just went through with the landmark designation letter, so I don't think we really need to cover that again. The topics we covered in the landmark designation letter were basically what I wanted to discuss or what this old business item covered, because the process guide, the application, as we just said, that's all on the website, right, Eric? And live, and so someone could apply immediately, right?
Yes, yeah, I think we just need to get, I think, the final Ts and Is crossed with finance, and I believe we will be able to take applications at least by the first of the year.
Great.
Great.
Fantastic, so we'll look forward to reviewing some, hopefully. Good, and then commission vacancies, we've kicked this around the last few meetings. We have, let's see, this is the full house, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 of us, so we have one vacancy. And I guess I put this item on the agenda again, just to see, Eric, what you might be able to tell us about if that's planned to have a appointment process in January. I think that's usually when boards and commissions
I think it's
stuff happens.
February. I
Okay.
think it's the first meeting in February.
Is there any chance we could send a formal letter to the the Inglewood High School and Alternative High School?
So I brought that up with Jackie, and she did,
Jackie is,
Jackie's with the city clerk's office.
Thank you.
And she
Oh, that-
is in charge of getting the word out that there's vacancies on boards and whatnot. And since there is the opportunity for
junior,
yeah,
youth.
yeah, youth member on HPC, she sent out, I believe she does it she likes to do it at the beginning of each school-ish semester, so every 6 months. And so she said she sent out a blast earlier, but didn't get any responses for any board. And then her next blast is going out in April to the schools.
Okay, so that was just for the youth member.
Yes.
April's too late because it's in February.
Well, yeah, but there is, I think, the opportunity.
That's more for like, I don't want to say official members, but official members.
Yeah, I
People
think-
who actually apply through the council to be on.
Because
Wouldn't the youth do that?
I think the youth would respond to the city clerk's office. So,
Yeah.
What you're saying, Eric, is it has been pushed out to Inglewood High School. right?
Yes.
Not to the students per se.
To the high schools. That
Who
is
knows
the
where
extent
go
I
it
know.
has, yeah.
So with regard to the youth member or the non-youth member, I don't know, the adult member, I mean, if you know folks who are interested, neighbors in the community, encourage them to apply with council so that we can get a full commission. I mean, I of course think it's beneficial to have as many voices as possible on the commission, but as a practical matter, it also makes it easier to ensure we have quorums and such going forward. So I think that should be a priority to get the commission filled up. And I know the council in the past at least has generally done a good job, even if there's not specific applicants to the commission. Sometimes they propose to folks that they think might be a fit that they should consider this commission. So hopefully the council will continue to do that. Good. Staff's choice, Eric.
Just like I said earlier, I'm going to be out in January, so it's probably either going to be Brian Isom or one of the other planners that will be sitting in for this meeting. Same thing as usual, we will be doing hybrid meetings. So there will be a link sent out in every agenda moving forward, just be assured that you're aware of that. And that's all I had. I'm gonna, just to rub it in, I'm gonna be in Mexico in January.
That's a big country. Where in Mexico?
Cancun,
Cancun?
just south of Cancun.
Very
I'm gonna be
cool.
there. I'm gonna be there at the end of next week.
If you're
And
going
at
to
the
go,
beginning of
is it your
January.
first time?
No.
Isla de las Mujeres. You need to go out there. That is
Where?
too cool.
Isla
He said it
Mujeres.
is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Big island.
it's fun.
It's the woman's island.
Commissioner's choice, I'll start because it picks up on your point, Eric, about the meetings. So, yeah, I did want to clarify. My understanding is the meetings will be in person, but with a hybrid option available for those who need it going forward. So, if you need the hybrid option for any reason, I support and encourage people to take advantage of that. There's certainly probably times with travel schedules that I will need it, but the default will be to be here in this room, right? The Red Rocks Community Room at 6:30 on third Wednesdays moving forward, but with
Every
the hybrid.
month?
Oh, you weren't here last month. Yes, the city council has directed us to return back to in-person being the standard, but the hybrid will be available. So if you need it, use it. I don't want to speak for everyone. I think that's the consensus view of this commission is if you need to take advantage of the hybrid option, then do it. And I certainly personally support that because there will be times I need to. But yes, it will be back in person as a standard going forward, but with the hybrid available.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Commissioner's choice, CJ.
It's kind of exciting. Next year, Arapahoe Acres Historic District is going to be 75. We've got a strong committee that's working at marketing, doing tours, walking tours, home tours, and working with this group called Doko Moko, if you guys haven't heard of it, and I should know what each letter means. But these are people that on a national basis, we have a local chapter here in Denver, honor mid-century modern architecture, and they monthly do different things. So they've already been doing historic tours through Arapahoe Acres. Anyway, they're nonprofit, and so we're going to be working with them for fundraising. Going to have a big garage sale and just have something. The big things that I'm excited about, though, is the lectures for the owners on things that have to do with roof, yard, gate and fence and windows and different or stone care. The idea of maintaining the exterior. And then I think even landscaping came up. And so it's really exciting, huh?
The numbers.
Oh, yes.
House numbers.
Thank you for reminding me, because I put it in the newsletter. Forgot about the housing numbers that I have and we could get made. So it's really exciting.
Local landmark designation now too.
Well, and that's, I told people about it and they said, well, finally. And then someone else said, does everybody have to do it? And I'm like, 65% of us do. So.
Did you tell them how hard we worked to get it down to 65%?
I said, but, the idea is where does that happen? And that hadn't been part of the committee. That was going to be a whole nother bag of wax. So, because just getting those signatures are intriguing. But either way, we're very excited about that. So.
Thanks, CJ. Belinda, you're actually next in my line of vision if you have anything.
No, okay. I just wanted to mention the 1896 house that was in our survey, which is across the street from me, recently sold. So I don't know the new owners, but we may surprise them with. But what was interesting, the Zillow listing of it said didn't mention its age, but it did say it was in the desirable Strayers Broadway Heights neighborhood.
Oh.
Yeah, which does make me wonder if we're ever going to have neighborhood signs designating our neighborhood. But
I
that was
forget
what I
what she
had.
said, but it was going to be processed
They're actually,
over years.
Melinda, you and I might want to talk about this because I think it's up to the neighborhoods to come up with the proposal
design.
for the design.
Because
And,
there's signs up for
Forest Hill
Hills.
off of Yale.
Yeah, I walk my
Oh,
dog.
good for them.
On the big sign too.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
So-
they created.
Well, and these Hampden Hills people might want their own sign one of these days too, huh?
It's actually in the works.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's actually one of the main reasons that was kind of driving the boundary change, because they wanted that completed before they put up their signs.
Sure. Good. Anything else, Belinda?
No, that's all.
Thank you. Matt Crabtree.
Sure. CJ, can you help me out with the lecture?
Oh, thank you.
Because you actually know more about this than me, right?
Exactly. The upcoming lectures for historic Inglewood is going to be mid-century modern architecture and develop, how it came about and architecture by Adrian Kinney. He's a renowned realtor, but he's also very historically motivated. And then in February, we're going to narrow it down to Arapahoe Acres, concentrating on the historic information collected by Diane Ray Tomaso.
And you will be doing that presentation in February. Yeah, no, that's great.
That was fear, just so you said.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Matt. Lauren?
Just a question about the CPI conference. Is there still funding available to go to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me know, send me an email, and we can get you signed up.
Perfect.
I can't get off.
Oh, I noticed Jason O'Brien is presenting at that conference.
Oh, awesome.
Ken, last but not least.
Nothing
All
for
right.
me, thank you.
Any chance you want to go to the conference? Have you ever been? It's a
I've not.
statewide historic conference. It is intriguing. If you could just pick out one day. Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, I'd go if we want one of us to go, but it is a lot of time to take off from work.
No, that's cool. I mean, it's 3 days, but if you just go for one day, that Thursday is good.
He'll be there.
Well, that brings us to the end of the agenda. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded by CJ, seconded by Matt. We are in adjournment at 7:40 by my clock. Eric?
That was efficient.
Yeah. And we revised that whole letter too. So,
So next year, we won't see you till next year.
yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Next year.
Isn't that wild, talking like that? Next year.
2024.
24 is easier to write.